What's up, everybody? It's your boy again, the Unabonger, and today I've got a bit of a hot take for you. It's an unpopular opinion for sure, but first, let's get caught up on what I'm rambling about. I spotted a news story recently from San Francisco, as if that one fact doesn't already tell you everything you need to know. I'll post a link below, but I read this article about a man who kicked a dog and all the homeless hippies have lost their fucking minds. And at first glance, I must agree, this is a pretty disgusting story. An unknown and unapprehended guy kicked a tiny little dog, a Chihuahua and Jack Russell Terrier mix. He kicked this dog super hard, like a soccer ball, right against the wall and cracked its skull. Yes, I agree, that's fucked and not something I would do, nor anybody should do. And, just like Rodney King, there's video of this horrible incident, and I can't lie, when he kicks this dog against the wall and it doesn't get up, I just said inside my head, oh, god damn it, you really fucking hurt him, you fucking asshole. I'm not gonna re-show the video here for a variety of reasons. There's not a whole lot of lead-in to what we see. Besides this little dog off its leash, I'm actually pretty sure it was never leashed in the first place. And the dog's running up to the man, presumably barking like the little son of a bitch I'm sure it is, because all those little dogs with pea-sized brains are yippy little pieces of shit. And the dog is under the guy's feet, and he kicks it once, fairly softly the first time it seems, because the unrestrained little fucker comes back for more. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been bitten by a dog before, and it sucks about as much as you would think. It's not fucking cute and it's not fucking harmless. And while kicking the shit out of this little potential ankle biter was still, I agree, much too harsh a response, this dog was unrestrained and not only in the fucking way, but I'm sure barking and acting aggressively, and had already been dealt with and came back for more. My question is, why wasn't this dog on a leash restrained by its owner? And I'll bet you can guess the answer already. Because it's San Francisco, of course the owner of this dog is a fucking homeless person. I don't really know how a person who either can't or won't provide for themselves can legally or ethically be in the charge and care of another living being, but what the fuck do I know, right? But what this does illustrate is the lower stature of animals compared to human beings in our society, because there's no fucking way any state, even California, would allow a homeless person to be the caretaker of a child. And you can probably see where I'm going with this. Yeah, the guy who kicked the living shit out of a tiny, yappy dog is a garbage human being, but as far as I'm concerned, the homeless person in charge of this dog is more to blame, because her neglect is what put this dog in this position in the first place. Not only is she unfit to take care of another living being, let alone herself, she neglected to restrain the dog as it accosted a person the first time, and she continued to neglect the dog by leaving it unrestrained and free to accost the person a second time. And then, at the end of the day, it's just a fucking dog. Who cares? Nobody gave a shit when this person who couldn't feed themselves was abusing this dog through neglect. Why should anybody give a shit when the poor little fucker was almost put out of its misery? This was probably a good thing to happen to the dog, because now it's at a vet and getting fed on a regular basis, you know? If the guy who did this ever gets caught, you can go ahead and save yourself some legal fees and use this as your defense. You're welcome. Plus, you're in California. Just say you're a And think about this. What if the dog bit the guy as he was walking by? You think the homeless person who can't afford a pot to piss in has some money ferreted away just in case the dog she can't afford to feed bites someone? Come on now. What this whole thing is, really, is an illustration of how far left San Francisco has gone, and how we as a society have been indoctrinated to ignore and now tolerate homeless people. I know there are laws in most places. Who knows what kind of fuckery is going on in San Francisco now? But there are laws that are supposed to hold animal owners responsible for either having their pet restrained, or being responsible for what the animal does and what happens to them. There ought to be a law against homeless people owning a dog. But what are you going to do if they break it? Throw them in the clink where they get a roof over their head and 3 squares a day? Sounds like some real fucking punishment to me. If this fucking homeless person actually, genuinely, truly cared for the well-being of this dog, she would work and get a place to live and make a better life for not only herself, but for the dog. Or maybe she would be honest with herself and realize it's a very selfish decision to keep a dependent animal in her situation, and she should find a better home for the dog and owners who can provide for it and themselves. Or maybe, at the very least, she would keep her stupid, yippy little dog on a leash and out of the way of any asshole who walks by and couldn't give a fuck if her dog lived or died. I mean, is this not common fucking sense? And yeah, it is. Well, we can't say that anymore because we're fucked as a society and take no personal responsibility or give any time to forethought. And we're in this mode of patting everyone on the ass for having their own special mental illness, and San Francisco is the goddamn epicenter of this fucking bullshit. Also, as an aside, journalists, can you fucking please proofread what you write? And no, I do not mean just hit spell check and pray everything is okay. I mean type out your lame, one-page article and fucking read it again to see if it makes sense, because there are a handful of places in this article where it doesn't. And don't pretend these errors get by because the news is 24/7, 365 and you're just so fucking busy doing such important work. You're writing about fucking homeless people. They don't buy your newspapers. They grab them out of the trash can to sleep under. This is why people hate you right now. You're the fucking weathermen of history. You didn't get it right the first time, and now it's tomorrow and you're on to a new story with no follow-up to the last one you fucked up. Anyway, just a little food for thought for all you derelicts watching this on a computer at the public library, because there's no way I'd waste my hard-earned on any real food for you. Plus, everyone knows you just want money for booze and drugs anyway. That's all I got for you this time, guys. All you PETA fuckheads out there can bitch me out in real time on Twitter at the Unabonger. Or if you want to read the Cliff's Notes of this hot take and many more as they pop into my deranged mind, hit that follow button when you check out my timeline. Subscribe to Humane Garbage and hit that like button and leave a comment below. And remember to hit the pipe harder than you hit a poor, defenseless doggy, you sadistic sons of bitches.